Beyoncé has always been a symbol of strength, grace, and unapologetic power in the music and entertainment industry. However, in recent years, fans have noticed a shift in her public persona, particularly her decision to stop doing interviews. Known for her captivating stage presence and rare but insightful moments in the spotlight, Beyoncé's decision to avoid media interviews has sparked curiosity and speculation. So why has Beyoncé chosen to go quiet in interviews? The answer lies in her personal life, her career choices, and the complex relationship she shares with the public eye. The influence of Jay-Z on Beyoncé's interview ban. One of the biggest factors contributing to Beyoncé's withdrawal from interviews is her relationship with her husband, Jay-Z. The power couple's relationship has always been under intense scrutiny. With a 12-year age gap and a controversial history, it's no surprise that the media loves to pry into their personal lives. However, it appears that Jay-Z plays a significant role in Beyoncé's media avoidance. When Beyoncé and Jay-Z met, she was quite young, and over the years, there have been multiple accounts of their love story that differ slightly. Jay-Z has shown signs of nervousness when asked about their first meeting, which has raised eyebrows. This behavior, coupled with the couple's decision not to publicly confirm the details of their relationship, suggests that they want to maintain some level of privacy. Jay-Z has also been involved in several controversies over the years, which likely contributes to Beyoncé's hesitance in doing interviews. For example, rumors of Jay-Z's infidelity plagued their marriage for years, with one of the most talked about rumors involving his alleged affair with Rihanna in 2005. These rumors were widely reported but never confirmed, and when Beyoncé was asked about them during an interview, she was visibly uncomfortable. The interviewer asked whether she thought Jay-Z had cheated, to which Beyoncé responded with a nervous laugh, saying, "You've crossed the line." Despite the tension in these discussions, Beyoncé chose not to address the matter further, referring instead to her 2008 album I Am Sasha Fierce for her emotional response to those rumors. This reluctance to engage in personal topics during interviews is not only to protect her husband, but also to shield herself from the drama and speculation that often surround their relationship. The Diddy connection. Keeping a low profile. The media has also cast a long shadow over Beyoncé and Jay-Z's association with rapper and entrepreneur Diddy. While they were once close friends, the tides have shifted due to Diddy's legal issues. In 2024, Diddy faced serious allegations, and both Beyoncé and Jay-Z were linked to his controversial actions. This connection caused public outrage, and naturally, the couple wanted to avoid being dragged into a scandal. After these accusations surfaced, Beyoncé and Jay-Z were photographed together on the red carpet at the premiere of The Lion King, but refused to engage in any interviews. Their decision to keep silent during this high-profile event was a deliberate attempt to avoid addressing the sensitive subject. This is another prime example of how Beyoncé prefers to maintain control over her narrative, choosing silence over the risk of misinterpretation. Beyoncé's rise to fame and her desire for privacy. It's also important to consider the magnitude of Beyoncé's fame. After the release of her self-titled album in 2013, Beyoncé's status in the industry reached unprecedented heights. With such a massive following and immense public attention, interviews became more of a hassle than a helpful means of connecting with her audience. Since then, she stopped giving traditional interviews to conventional media outlets. Beyoncé has maintained a strong media presence through her own curated essays and features. She prefers to speak directly to her fans on her own terms, a practice she has followed since her 2013 album. Her decision to handle her narrative in this way allows her to protect her image while still engaging with her audience on a personal level. Uncomfortable moments in interviews. The Barbara Walters incident. Over the years, Beyoncé has had some awkward interview experiences that might explain her avoidance of them. One memorable incident involved Barbara Walters, who once offered Beyoncé $5 to sing for her during an interview. While Walters was trying to be playful, the situation was awkward, and Beyoncé seemed taken aback by the odd request. Though she went along with it and sang a little, it's understandable why she wouldn't want to deal with such strange and invasive requests in future interviews. These types of bizarre moments likely played a role in Beyoncé's decision to step away from interviews altogether. As a global superstar, she has undoubtedly faced similar questions that may not have sat well with her. In an industry where every word is scrutinized, Beyoncé has found it easier to avoid the public eye altogether, choosing to release her work without the distraction of interviews. The rise of the "Thank You Beyoncé" trend in Hollywood. There has been a fascinating trend where many award winners feel compelled to thank Beyoncé in their speeches. Whether they're winning an Oscar, a Grammy, or another prestigious award, it seems that many in the industry feel the need to acknowledge her influence. If they don't, however, there's an odd pattern of bad luck. Some people have even joked that Kanye West saved Taylor Swift from Beyoncé's wrath when he interrupted her acceptance speech at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. This "Thank You Beyoncé" phenomenon, along with the strange stories circulating in the media about Beyoncé's supposed power over others, likely adds to the pressure she feels. Beyoncé is no stranger to being a subject of gossip and scrutiny, and it's possible that these peculiar trends have contributed to her decision to maintain her silence. The Ellen DeGeneres Show. A complicated history. Beyoncé's relationship with media figures hasn't always been smooth. A notable example is her time on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, where her interactions with Ellen were often awkward. One year at the Grammys, when Beyoncé was presenting an award with Ellen, the host repeatedly stared at her in a way that many viewers found uncomfortable. Beyoncé's fake laugh in response and her visible discomfort didn't go unnoticed, and fans quickly rallied to defend her. In fact, some speculated that Beyoncé's team may have decided to avoid any future interactions with Ellen altogether after the incident. This uncomfortable exchange reflects how difficult it can be for Beyoncé to deal with certain media personalities, and perhaps it is another reason why she has chosen to limit her interactions with the media. Her decision to avoid potentially awkward or inappropriate situations speaks to her desire for professionalism and respect. The Sasha Fierce alter ego. Why Beyoncé created it. Beyoncé's alter ego, Sasha Fierce, was a significant part of her public persona, especially during her early years as a solo artist. Created to give her the freedom to express a more aggressive and confident side on stage, Sasha Fierce was meant to separate Beyoncé's public life from her private identity. She describes Sasha Fierce as too aggressive, too strong, too sassy, and too sexy, which stood in contrast to her more reserved and private personality off stage. Interestingly, Beyoncé announced in 2010 that she no longer needed Sasha Fierce, as she had become comfortable enough in her own skin to let go of the alter ego. However, this persona was an essential part of her career for years, and it further reinforced her preference for privacy and control over her image. It's clear that Beyoncé values her personal life and privacy, and creating Sasha Fierce allowed her to protect herself from the intense pressure of being constantly under the microscope. Celebrity interviews. The risk of media manipulation. As a public figure, Beyoncé has seen firsthand how media outlets can twist her words and create narratives that don't align with her true intentions. Celebrities, especially those as famous as Beyoncé, have to be extremely careful about what they say and how they say it. One wrong comment can send the media into a frenzy, and the public's perception of them can change overnight. Beyoncé is acutely aware of the power that the media holds and the potential damage that can come from a misstep in an interview. By staying silent, she can maintain full control over her image and avoid any unwanted media manipulation. This control is essential for someone who has worked so hard to build a legacy that is true to herself and her artistry. Why Beyoncé's silence is golden. Beyoncé's decision to avoid interviews is about more than just avoiding uncomfortable questions or keeping her private life under wraps. It's about taking control of her narrative, maintaining her privacy, and ensuring that her work speaks for itself. The media landscape has changed significantly over the years, and for Beyoncé, the silence is a way to preserve her authenticity and dignity. As one of the most powerful women in the entertainment industry, Beyoncé has earned the right to shape her own story. Whether it's dealing with the public scrutiny of her marriage, the weird questions from interviewers, or the bizarre "Thank You Beyoncé" trend, it's clear that the Queen of Music has chosen silence as her ultimate form of self-protection. And honestly, with her incredible talent and influence, she doesn't need to explain herself to anyone. Beyoncé's choice to avoid interviews isn't a sign of weakness. It's a demonstration of strength, self-awareness, and a commitment to preserving her privacy in an era of oversharing. In the end, Beyoncé doesn't owe the public an explanation, she simply lets her work speak for itself. And that's more than enough. And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into Beyoncé's media silence. What do you think about her decision to step away from interviews? Do you believe it's all about protecting her privacy, or is there something more behind it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on this fascinating side of Queen Bey. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with all things celebrity news, music, and more, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button.